The invisible legacy of Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei Ohtani's impact is even changing baseball in Japan. Starting with this tournament, the designated hitter rule has finally been introduced to high school baseball. And behind all the excitement, there's another story, quietly being passed down. It's not about wins or records, but the invisible legacy left behind by one player. Why does a single bus move people's hearts so deeply? In today's video, we'll explore Japanese baseball culture and the player bus Ohtani donated to his alma mater.
Thank you for being here. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe.
Shohei Ohtani's gift, the team bus.
Every March, Japan is swept up in the excitement of the National High School Baseball Tournament, commonly known as Senbatsu. The summer tournament is called Koshien, while the spring tournament goes by Senbatsu. In March and August, newspapers and TV are completely taken over by high school baseball, and fans across Japan are absolutely captivated. Now, as Senbatsu reaches its peak, Ohtani's gift is making headlines again. A photo of a large team bus posted on X spread within hours. In the comments, people were saying, "Did Ohtani donate this bus? If that's true, that's incredible. I can't believe a donation this classy exists." Reactions of surprise kept pouring in, and soon local media and sports magazines began picking up the story one after another. What appeared in that photo was the brand new team bus of Hanamaki Higashi High School's baseball program. The bus, manufactured by Hino Motors, is said to be worth around $270,000. Before this, the team had been using a second-hand vehicle that was over 20 years old. The air conditioning and heating barely worked, and during summer trips, they sometimes had to drive with the windows open. On long-distance trips, players would arrive already exhausted. So the introduction of this new bus directly improved their performance. The players who received this gift are showing their gratitude through their actions. The best example is their no shoes rule. Before getting on the bus, they take off their shoes to make sure no dirt or sand gets inside. In Japan, it's common practice to remove your shoes before entering a home. But they chose to apply that same mindset to the bus. And this wasn't something the coach told them to do, it was the players' own idea, because Ohtani gave this to us, and we want the next generations to use it just as clean. The players say, "We can stay focused even during travel." And their coach adds, "The way we enter games has changed." Online, many people are praising them, saying things like, "The fact that they act the same way even on the road shows it's truly a habit." I'm moved by their spirit, taking care of a gift from a great senior and pass it on to the next generation. Moments like this show that the values Hanamaki Higashi holds dear. Respect and pride are being passed down strongly. If this story about Ohtani moved you, make sure to hit that like button. Even while shining on the world's biggest stage, Shohei Ohtani never forgets where he came from. At the core of it all is an unshakable love for his hometown, a desire to give back to the place that raised him. Behind the strength he's forged in the world of competition lies a deep compassion for others. And that heart is exactly why Ohtani continues to move fans all around the world.
This is why Japanese high school baseball builds character.
High school baseball in the United States is deeply rooted in local communities. Of course, powerhouse programs and top prospects, players expected to go pro, do draw attention. But in most cases, that attention stays within the local community and doesn't spread across the entire nation. In the U.S., high school baseball is a source of local pride and a chapter of youth. But it's not something that shakes the whole country. But high school baseball in Japan is on a completely different level. The National Summer Tournament, known as Koshien, is more than just a sporting event. It's a nationwide phenomenon. Every day, over 50,000 fans pack into the stadium, cheering for every single pitch and swing under the blazing sun. And that energy doesn't stay in the stadium. Tens of millions of viewers are glued to their TVs, and both the joy of victory and the tears of defeat are covered as national news. In Japan, high school baseball is about more than just developing the skills to win. At its core is character education. Players prepare the field themselves before and after practice, carefully tending to the dirt and bases with their own hands. Equipment like bats and gloves aren't treated as mere tools. They're cared for almost like teammates. Respect, discipline, and hierarchy are deeply ingrained, from showing respect to upperclassmen to proper behavior toward coaches and umpires, and even consideration for the opposing team. These values are all part of the training. After each game, regardless of the result, every player bows toward the stands together, expressing gratitude to those who came to support them. For Japanese people, this gesture feels natural. But it's also a tradition that has been passed down through generations. And the image of players from the losing team, in tears, collecting the dirt of Koshien to take home as a symbol of their youth. That has become an iconic scene of the Japanese summer. Every grain of that dirt carries memories of grueling practice, bonds with teammates, and moments of effort and heartbreak. Taking it home becomes a symbolic ritual, one that turns their youth into something they can be proud of, regardless of the result. Japanese society is deeply moved by scenes like this, and even those who lose are met with admiration. Because here, there's a deeply rooted belief: winning isn't everything. This is the culture Shohei Ohtani grew up in. The humility, sincerity, and unwavering respect he shows to everyone. Those qualities were naturally shaped by this environment. He was blessed with incredible talent, but more than that, it's the character he built through his daily life that has drawn people in from all over the world. When his high school days were introduced in the United States, many were genuinely shocked. On social media, comments flooded in like, "Anaheim turned into Koshien in an instant," and "His politeness reflects exactly how he was raised." Watching his respectful behavior during games, and the way he honors his opponents beyond wins and losses, many fans felt he's not just a superstar. MLB legend Adam Wainwright also said, "Ohtani's success isn't just luck or natural talent. It's the result of a carefully built blueprint, recognizing the value of the character education behind him." In the United States, there's no stage quite like Koshien that captures the entire nation. That's exactly why Japan's culture, where teenage players are shaped not just by wins and losses, but by character, left such a deep impression. What they witnessed wasn't just talent, size, or hard work. It was a form of baseball that develops people. And from that culture, a global superstar was born. While Japanese high school baseball is often idealized as a symbol of youth and a stage for character development, it also comes with its share of flaws and challenges. The first issue is the extremely demanding training environment. Long hours of practice and the overuse of pitchers, being forced to throw on consecutive days, have been widely criticized in recent years. While stories of starting and pitching complete games day after day at Koshien are often celebrated as heroic, there are many cases where players sacrifice their health and future careers. A system that prioritizes winning over development carries the real risk of shortening a player's career. The second issue is the overly strict hierarchy and discipline. While learning respect and structure has clear educational value, there are times when an absolute hierarchy is taken too far, suppressing creativity and independence. Even if players question training methods or strategies, they often can't speak up and may be bound by a coach's one-sided beliefs. This kind of closed culture can lack flexibility by global standards, and in some ways, it clashes with modern educational values. The third issue is the overwhelming pressure created by the Koshien tournament itself. For high school players, performing on a nationally broadcast stage, where every move becomes part of a national narrative, is a source of pride. But at the same time, even the tears of the losing team are often overly dramatized. The win or lose, hero or forgotten kind of binary creates intense pressure on these players. When young athletes' journeys are consumed as a national drama, it raises serious questions about whether this environment is truly healthy as a place for education. Another challenge is balancing academics. With long hours of practice, study time is often sacrificed, and many high school players end up living a baseball-centered life. In reality, only a small number of elite athletes go on to play professionally. Most players will choose college or enter the workforce. Yet the support system for paths outside of baseball is often insufficient. That gap remains a serious issue. Overall, Japanese high school baseball holds real value as a form of character education and as a national event. But at the same time, it carries a structure. That can come at the cost of players' health, freedom, and future. What's needed now is reform, protecting its educational value, while moving beyond overly romanticized narratives and rigid traditions. In Japan, Koshien remains a symbol of youth, a stage to learn effort and integrity, and a story that resonates with an entire nation. Now, through the presence of Shohei Ohtani, this culture is crossing borders and beginning to be embraced around the world as a universal value. The image of young people chasing their dreams, growing through setbacks and tears, resonates with people in every country. Koshien in Japan has long been a stage that brings that story to life, and Shohei Ohtani stands as living proof of that culture. A bridge connecting nations and people across the world.
Thanks for watching all the way through. What did you think? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us as we continue to follow Shohei Ohtani's incredible journey. See you in the next one.